Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Model Kit Monday. Today we'll be taking a look at the RX-78-2 EFSF prototype close combat mobile suit known as the Gundam, which first appeared back in Mobile Suit Gundam in 1979. This, of course, was the first mobile suit that was ever called the Gundam, and it was special because it was the only Gundam to appear in the series. Later series did include several other Gundams, as we know, but this was the very first. Now, 1979 was 35 years ago, and for the anniversary of Gundam, Gunpla decided to do the Revive series, which includes remaking older kits with a newer styling, the modern polycaps, the modern articulation, and giving them overall an updated, refreshed look. This has so far included the previously released and reviewed here on this channel Gun Cannon, the Gundam here, and the Freedom Gundam will be coming out along with the Gundam Mark II. So this line is going to continue beyond just the original series, which is great because I feel like there's a lot of older kits that deserve to get an update. Now this is high-grade Universal Century number 191, following Gun Cannon's 190, and this is probably the most anticipated kit of the year so far from what I can see, as a lot of people have been picking this up, even people who necessarily aren't big fans of buying Gunpla, but I've seen some people wanting to get this because it is the original Gundam, and if you knew the original series, this is a great kit to have. And it's really inexpensive. It retails for on or about 1,000 to 1,200 yen in Japan, which is very, very cheap for a high-grade kit. And this does a whole lot for the price. So it's kind of neat that it's got the same price as the original kit release, and yet it's got all the modern engineering. And if you have the original RX-78-2 and the Revive version, you can kind of compare and see how things have changed over the last 15 years. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Gundam. So here is the Gundam. Now, this kit is another kit that I customized right after I built it. This happened with me with Gun Cannon. When I built Gun Cannon, I was like, this guy just needs a little more detail, and so I added to him, which is why when I reviewed him, it wasn't a straight build, and neither is this. I did customize him a bit with some decals and some panel lining. So first of all, the decals here, you can see these two triangles here, the EFSF logo there, and those two there, as well as the 78 I put on his shoulder. Those, as well as these tiny little triangles here, are not included with this kit. Those were added by me from a decal sheet that I had gotten as a customized campaign back in the spring, I believe, where you could get decal sheets. Also, these logos back here as well. So those aren't included with this kit. That was just something I added to it. Otherwise, the shoulders would be very blank like this on the front, and I really didn't like that too much. Other than that, this sticker here, which it is a sticker for this yellow spot, it covers the red area and the yellow area, which could be modified with some paint. Of course, I did panel line him so you can see the mouth is more protruding now. I also did cut his V-fin a bit to make it pointier. But other than that, that is the modifications I did to this. Otherwise, it will look very similar when you build it, just a little less detailed. Now, the head is done very well. You have the white V-fin, you have the eyes are yellow. It's very much colored after the original anime, which is very, very nice. The backpack with the beam sabers here looks really good. Overall, looks-wise, he is fantastically proportioned and just looks really, really fantastic overall. But the thing where this kit really excels and what makes it different from the original high grade was the articulation bonuses. So he has two joints at the neck, one at the base and one at the bottom of the neck, so you can get a full range of movement forward and back. You can tilt his head. You get quite a bit of range out of this guy, which is really nice. Also, the shoulders, they move up. They are ball jointed, so they can move forward and back as well, but they do move up, which is really handy for his kind of poses. A bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, a wrist that is on the polycap ball joint system. You get a forward You actually get a forward ab crunch like joint, so he can do a leaning forward, which is really, really cool and really fun to build as well, I gotta say. Seeing this come together was really neat to witness. As well as his waist joint moves, he's got hips that move out, they move forward, they move back. Of course, the back panel is preventing it from moving back too far. Swivel here, double joint knee, and a polycap ball jointed foot that does pivot quite far. Plus this piece moves as well. So that's pretty much all the articulation. These little side panels do move and rotate to the point of falling off. Whoa, that's not good. Let's put that back on there. So the articulation is quite good, as long as you don't knock his limbs off. And it really, really works well with his other weapons and poses. Now, speaking of weapons and poses, as you can see, he has open hands here. Those are basically what I've used as the standard hands. He, of course, comes with 3 other hands. 2 holding hands and 1 trigger finger hand, which work quite well with his other weapons. First of all, we have the Gundam's classic beam rifle. Now, this is a standard weapon with most Gundams, and it looks really good. The biggest things that I've noticed is that it has a swiveling second handle, so you can have 2 firing hands here, but it also features a swiveling scope here. It does move back and forth, which is actually kind of interesting. I never really remembered it doing this in the anime. It's possible I just missed something, but it does have that ability to swing back and forth, which is pretty neat. Plus, this handle can swing on the other side if you would like to pose it that way. But it is neat that it does have a 2-handled function, in addition to its standard 1-handle formation. Here is his shield. Now, the shield here, I did add a EFSF decal there, but it is a very basic shield. But I just love the way it's designed, because it's really big. It allows for a lot of combat. Plus, it is securely placed. It not only has a peg for the arm, but it has got a handle for him to hold. So, it is quite an effective shield, and looks really nice with the red and yellow and white color scheme to match the Gundam. The Gundam does include 2 SB-13 beam sabers. So you can see there's 2 of them. They are just use the handles out of his back, no modification, just pull out the handle, add in the beam, give it to him to hold, and there you go, there's the Gundam's beam saber. It's a beam saber. I mean, there's not really much else to say about a beam saber. And this is the Gundam shoulder bazooka. I'm sure it has a fancier name, I just can't think of it at the moment. And this is a neat little weapon. Is you don't get all the Gundam's weapons with the kit itself. The javelin's not here, the hammer's not here, but you do get a shoulder bazooka thing. It's really cool. I like the way it looks. The handle does have articulations, so it does bend in order to accompany poses, which is really, really nice overall. And it is really easy to use in posing. But it also does have a special bonus feature, and that is on the back of the Gundam's waist piece, you can remove this little section here. You can place this replacement section here, and you can totally just clip the bazooka to his back. Which is great for storage, because that means outside of the beam sabers and the alternate hands, he can carry all of his weapons at once. Of all the classic poses you can recreate, this is one of the ones that really matters, as the added neck articulation and extra hands finally makes this possible on a high-grade scale, which is really, really cool. Overall, the RX-78-2 Revive version is probably the best high-grade kit for the Gundam. Between all the versions that have come out, there's real grades, perfect grades, master grades, high grades with G armor, high grades without G armor, high grade Revive. This is a really great kit. It uses a lot of parts from the Amazing Red Warrior. And I think that's probably where they might have gotten the idea from, was that they just, kind of redid things to make Amazing Red Warrior and thought, hey, it wouldn't be too hard to modify this back into RX-78. And they're like, hey, it's 35th anniversary, let's start remaking some older kits in the new style. And now we have the RX-78-2 Gundam Revive version, which is one of the better high-grade kits I've purchased this year, and I'm really, really happy with it. Overall, I think he's great, and most importantly, he completes the team. of Operation V. Because with gun cannon, gun tank, and Gundam, we have the original trio of mobile suits. Overall, I'm really happy with not only Gundam, but also gun cannon and gun tank, and having the three of them together is really, really, really cool. So overall, gotta say, definitely recommend RX-78, and if you enjoyed the original series or want the original trio, Revive Gun Cannon and the old gun tank, will definitely complete your trio in a high-grade style. Overall, really great kits here. So anyways, that is all for this week on Model Kit Monday. Stay tuned for next week, where I'll let the viewers decide what I'll be reviewing. Would you like to see something from Gundam Build Fighters or Build Fighters Try? Or would you like to see something from another Gundam timeline? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a decision of what I'll review next based on the results. And also be sure to check out Hirotaku.com for all of your Gundam news and more. And subscribe to Soundout 12 so you can get 3 videos a week in the form of Model Kit Monday on Mondays, Soundout's Toy Chest, the Mystery Review series on Thursdays, and the Soundout Review on Saturdays. And until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.